Teo, Olivia, good to see you both. Welcome to Alternative.
Hello, thank you for having us.
This is
Yeah, so
exciting. This is a fun movie. I'm really excited to chat with you both about A Sloth Story. I mean, Teo, first question. I mean, I don't know if you have to, but is there any kind of specific like sloth research that is done after kind of booking this role? Like, I don't know. Like, these sloths are very interesting and different. Some of them are fast. They're into sports. I don't know, but like maybe I don't know if that research would even help for this.
I mean, my combination of sloth research was kind of just like looking at cute videos of sloths online. And you know that video of a sloth like being carried across the road? Like that went viral like years ago, and it's like in the arms of, and it's just this sloth being
Yes.
like lifted across. Yeah, that was my research.
That's what I would do, to be honest with you. Olivia, was there any sloth research?
to be honest, I have always been super fascinated with sloths, and I just love how they're just doing their own thing. They're
Yeah.
just chilling, doing their own thing. And I'd never seen it in an animation film before.
Yeah.
So I looked them up again, as Theo said, cute little videos, but I knew that these sloths were gonna be a little different to what I think people were normally used to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's exciting as well because it's all storytelling at the end of the day, but I want to talk to you both about this. Tail, we'll start with you. I mean, so much kind of happens before you actually like go to work on this film, right? You know what I mean? Doing the voices and everything. So like from a storytelling perspective, you could see it as two journeys, right? Before making something and after making something, or do you see it as one big journey with multiple steps, Tail? I'm curious about that from a storytelling acting perspective.
I mean, from an acting perspective, it's kind of just one big process for
Yeah.
me. I think I always receive the script, and I've got a background in music theater. So with voice acting, I have a lot of uh, like sensitivity to like tonality and um, yeah, like just the way that I use my voice musically. So I kind of approach any character from that perspective.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I loved reading the script the first time. It was so funny, and I was really, really excited to jump onto it with
Mhm.
Olivia.
Absolutely. Olivia, it's interesting kind of to add to Teo's answer. I mean, you know, the thing about this movie that I really love is it's fun, it's colorful, a lot happens, but I love the slice of life coming of age component of it. And I'm wondering if that kind of stood out to you when you were reading the script for it, even before doing the voices. Like that was one of the things I liked about the film, the coming of age. Could you talk a little bit about that specifically?
Totally. I mean, again, when I came across this audition, it was nothing like I had seen before. And we live in such an eccentric, multicultural, you know, pot of people in Australia. But I had never seen this before.
Mhm.
And so being able to really connect to it in a way so personally was something very special. And I feel like the role of Gabi she's quite set in her ways.
Mhm.
She really believes in family and tradition and fighting for that. But what's so beautiful is when the film goes on, Laura and Gabby really get to see each other's perspectives more, and they
Mhm.
get to connect in a way that they maybe hadn't before.
Yeah.
And there's that unconditional love that they have for each other as a mother and a daughter. But it's just the end. It's like there really is a coming of age. It's they're growing together, and they're going through their own individual stories and their own individual hurdles, which you'll see when you watch it, but also together. And so I feel like that love is stronger by the end of the film.
Mhm.
And it's just so many different themes in the film, and that I feel like are very relative to our world today.
Mhm. Everything you said, plus it's a fun sloth animated movie. Which is
Exactly.
like,
I mean,
don't
who
forget.
doesn't love sloths?
No,
Who
it's so
doesn't
funny.
love
It's like
sloths?
it's true though. You get deep when you talk about those things, especially like I'm curious too because Teo, like more characters than others, like there's always this kind of like whenever there's a coming of age or slice of life, and done really amazing and uniquely with a film like this, where it's animated family sloth, right? I'm wondering if, like, is it more challenging? Is it more fun playing these kind of lost characters, soul searching characters doing self reflection? Because from the viewer perspective, right, Teo, they don't know they're lost, right? So I'm just wondering what you think about that specifically.
Yeah, I think it's always more fun to play a character that has like an inner turmoil, and Laura specifically is so driven and has a huge sense of adventure, and she just wants to get out into the world and see it. And she's also got such a sense of responsibility to her family and to Gabby. And I think, you know, she doesn't quite realize until right at the end of the film that it's important to take stock of the moment and to breathe and appreciate family. And I think that's a beautiful message that the film brings across. Yeah.
Absolutely. Olivia, I'm just curious about this because you've worked on, you know, live action things and you've worked on animated things. We established in the beginning of this interview that it's all storytelling, right? Different worlds, different kind of forms of content. I'm wondering, are the conversations with the directors of this film different or similar to conversations on past projects and live action projects, or are they kind of like, I'm just curious about that specifically.
Totally. A great question. I feel like they're very similar, because at the end of the day, it is a character. What is beautiful about this is that it's really acting through and storytelling through your voice specifically, whereas in a live action film is everything else. And for me personally, as Liv, I really, really enjoyed just acting through my voice. It had nothing to do with how I looked. Which is, you know, and as actors, we're vessels for the character. So it was really fun and a new challenge just to really, you know, portray Gabby with the voice. The conversations between, you know, the directors and the actors and producers and things are very similar. But what was so beautiful about it is the audition happened and we got to do chemistry reads with the family via Zoom because we were sort of spread out across Australia and different states. And we all connected so powerfully over Zoom. And so when we got in the room, that was just like, we were able to record literally, you know, with each other. We look up from the mic, we were connecting. So I feel like there were no kind of questions after that. We were just like reading the script and just going for it. And luckily the directors with their absolute guidance and the producers with their guidance, they really loved what we were doing because it really comes from such an authentic place for us. And growing up as, you know, first gen kids, our parents were migrants and things like that. We were able to play all of these amazing and really important themes, universal themes into this story.
It's very difficult to pull off a, you know, family fun film that has all of those important kind of things in it. And I feel like this film does that, you know what I mean? Which is really, really cool because sometimes it feels like you're watching two films if you think about it, right? Like, which is a really cool thing. It's going to be in theaters nationwide in the US February 28th via Blue Fox Entertainment. It's a weird feeling, right? Of like you make something, you wrap, you wait, and then it's out of your hands, right? Like the world, like people are going to be able to see it. Like, Teo, is it starting to kind of sink in that people are going to be able to see A Sloth Story?
I mean, yes and no. It's wild because this had its Australian release last July. So it's been, you know, 6 months of waiting, and then it's all of a sudden going to be booming on US cinema screens, and it's also going to have a Latin America release, which is huge. Like, I've got family in Latin America, and it's wild that they're just going to be able to go to the movie theater and see some work that I've done. That's really, really to me. Like, it's such a long way, and I don't get to see them very often. So it's really special that they're going to be able to see it over there. Freaking wild.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is A Sloth Story. Going to be out February 28th, nationwide in the US via Blue Fox Entertainment. Olivia, Teo, so great chatting with you both. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Mwah.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.